If you give a dad a podcast, then what else would you even want to listen to? It's old news. If you give a dad a podcast, then it would be of you to give it a spin or two, or go to your room. I'm in my room grounded, but I got a podcast on. He calls us beautiful people, then
So we're just going to do this.
Snap.
I know. Yeah.
We're recording.
We are recording. We haven't had like an episode of just you and me in a minute, have we?
No. And this is the first video one.
This is the first video one. Yeah. But I mean, you've been on a lot of videos with me with like the dad jokes and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, people are aware of who you are if they watch my content and everything. But
my eyes look weird.
Your eyes look weird. Am I clear? This is the new video camera that my wife got me. It's she got me a 4K camera. I was like, dang. So she got it for me for Christmas.
From a distance, my eyes look weird. But from here, they look fine. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah. So people are going to think something's up. Man, our eyes look weird. Look at my hand.
Look at my hand. It's almost like it's coming at me.
So, yeah, for everybody who don't know who I'm talking to, I have the co-owner of Original Geek. He is also the head writer for the comic book side of Original Geek, and he is the president of that side as well. He is my best friend, and he is going to be kind of a show regular. He's already kind of a show regular on here. I'm talking about Nicholas Helms. Man, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
That's good.
You called me Nicholas.
I did. Sorry, Nick.
It's fine.
This is Nick Helms. So,
So whatever. Jerrington.
You're gonna have to come up with like an extended name for me,
Yeah.
When I was in school, I actually had some kids convinced that my name was I don't even remember what it was, but it was it was Jegediah. I convinced them that my name was actually Jegediah,
and that was Jared for short.
And it was Jared for short. Yeah.
Oh.
First, it was two brothers. It was like a brother and a sister, and they were in my drama class. And everybody around me helped me to convince them that that was actually my name, was Jegediah, and I went by Jared for short.
Okay.
Is
that a real name, or is that just something you just made up?
It sounds kind of Amish to me, actually.
It does sound. Jegediah's in the milking cows. Whatever that Amish Paradise song.
Yeah.
Even Jegediah knows that my mind is gone. Wonderfully, okay.
So, cool. Yeah, this show's already kind of
we've already hit the rails.
Yeah,
we went to Weird Al for some reason. I don't know why, but here we are.
Hey, Weird Al, there's nothing wrong with him. He's great. So
I'm drinking water just in case you're watching the video and you're like, is he drinking? No, water.
I'm drinking water too. So
sure.
Yeah, I am.
Sure you are.
Right here.
Yeah. What's in the other cup?
Soda.
Soda.
It's carbonated beverage. Anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna have to edit the crap out of this video.
No. Just leave it all in.
Leave it all in. Okay.
Leave everything in.
So
no matter what happens.
I wasn't able to record with this week because it's been super cold here. Like I think that the real feel was like -16 at one point.
Oh geez.
So yeah, it's been pretty bad. I just shoveled our driveway out yesterday because it's been, so bad here and everything. But so yeah, we're gonna have fun just talking here tonight about just a bunch of different random things. But we are going to talk about anime and everything. We have some ones that we've been watching.
What's an anime?
An anime, a Japanese animation cartoon type of thing. Usually based around a manga or something, or sometimes they're not. I think One Punch Man started out as like a internet TV show or something like that, and then it became like a manga and then a anime or something, I believe. So
okay,
yeah. The more you know. So you got to catch it, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna talk about. I thought we'd talk about Dan to Dan because we both really enjoyed that one.
Dan to Dan.
That's actually my ringtone on my phone now.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Just that. Dan to Dan.
Yes, just me saying Dan to Dan.
It's just
That's all
you?
it is. Yeah, that's all it
Oh,
is.
it's just you say it's not even the real
It's
thing.
just
It's just
over
you.
again. It's Dan to Dan, Dan to Dan. Yeah, not
Nice.
even to like the beat or anything. It's
You're just
just
saying it. I just like it.
randomly. Yeah,
It's a good name. For one, it's a great name.
right, right.
Uh, yeah, so Dan to Dan is it was such a great anime, and mainly because it's just
It
the
was wild.
craziest. It was just crazy. And
Yeah.
what was great about it is that I for one, I had knew that it was a thing,
Hmm.
like the manga, and then the anime was coming out, and then Sean told me to read like the first volume of it, right?
Right, right.
And I didn't know anything about it. And I just read the first like chapter of it, and I was just like, what is this? I don't know what this is,
Yeah.
but I want to read more of this. This is amazing. This is fantastic. And it is absolutely bonkers. If you don't know a little bit about Dan to Dan, and I'm bad with names right now, so I know the girl's name is Momo. Uh, I forget what the dude's name is. But
She
so
called
these
him
two,
Okarun.
Okarun,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not his real name, but
Right,
yeah,
right, right,
Okarun. Thank you. So Okarun and Momo go to the same school. So she believes in witchcraft and he believes in aliens.
right.
And so they try to get the other, like somehow I can't remember how they meet up or whatever like this. And so they both find out that the other person what they like or what they believe in. And so they're like, Momo's like, I'm gonna make you go this one place because I believe in supernatural stuff. And he's like, well, you're gonna go here because I believe in aliens and this place is haunted,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
Uh, Aliens are here. And so they go to the thing and they both run into find out the aliens and supernatural stuff is real and
Gasp.
just craziness ensues. And it's really hard to like describe what else the show is. It's a
Yeah.
bunch of them going against aliens or supernatural entities. And it's just,
It's a bunch of subgenres of anime, like all crammed into one.
but
And
not like over the like too much. It's
right.
just like it's like a perfect blend
Yeah.
of science fiction and fantasy together.
Well,
And it's just so good. It's
it
so
is.
good. It's very comedic, obviously,
Yeah.
but it's just also just like craziness.
Yeah.
I'll just say Turbo Granny. That's all you need to know. Once you watch the first episode and you meet Turbo Granny, then you're hooked for life.
Right.
And yeah, so they put out what 8 episodes in the first season? Was
Uh,
it eight
I
episodes?
I
I'm pretty
think it
sure it was
was
eight
eight. It was
episodes.
either 8 or 10. I don't remember. It might have been 8.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and those 8 episodes were literally like the first four volumes.
Okay.
Because I've read them the first four now. But yeah, it
Oh.
was like 2 volumes per episode,
Oh wow.
or wait, 2 episodes per volume.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Nice. Nice.
I
I,
don't know math.
math hard.
Math hard. I'm only good with the words. I don't know the numbers.
I really like that show. I mean, it was very much kind of came out of the blue for me. I think I heard, like you said, Sean brought it up in our group chat, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot. And I saw the commercial for the first episode, and I was like, what the heck is this? It was out there, even the commercial for it. And so when I first put it on, I was like, oh my God, is this how this whole show is gonna be? And it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. That first episode is freaking crazy, dude.
For sure.
Yeah,
And it is crazy, but and so then you tune in for because it's crazy on the first episode, but the story is just really great in this
it is.
blossoming friendship, will they, won't they relationship between Okaru and Momo, and and then the grandma comes in, and just it's just the relationship between those two,
Yeah,
Momo and Okaru, is just it's a great story to follow. And so I think the juxtaposition of both of those type of genres together is really great and definitely worth the time. And but yeah, you come for the zaniness, but you stay for that heartwarming relationship story that you got there.
right, right. Well, and that's where it comes in that it has different, genres of
Hmm.
anime there. You come because of one thing, but there's something, I'm not going to say for everyone because there's a lot of people that would not watch Dan to Dan, but there's still a lot for a lot of different types of people on there to keep people tuning in.
Yeah, it's out there. I'm not gonna lie. It
Yeah.
is it is out there, and especially those first two episodes, it's just
Oh,
like
yeah.
uh like I don't even want to like ru ruin it by say some of the things that Turbo Granny's after.
Yeah.
But it's a little more mature, so
Right.
this is probably something you shouldn't let your children watch.
No, no. My kids are not allowed to watch this one.
No. So I mean, I don't know, like maybe how old your kid should be, like maybe 16 or something. I don't even know. Like
Yeah.
it's a little more adult wise.
Yeah.
So and I know a lot of people may listen to the show and may not be into the whole anime thing.
Right.
But sometimes I think you just need to give. Maybe they just haven't even got into anime. Maybe you haven't got into anime. But this is more adult oriented. So if you're really your trepidation is maybe I don't want to watch something childish, or I don't want to watch something like like Dragon Ball Z, which or something like that. That's more like fighting. That's more
Right.
children, teenage centric.
Right.
This is more adult centric, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and so I think that you could give this a shot. Like I said, just watch the first episode. Just I mean, what, the 20 minutes, right? I mean,
Yeah.
what's
They're like
20
20,
minutes?
24 minutes, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, 20 minutes out of your day. What's it matter? You're binging a bunch of crap on. You're watching Love is Blind on Netflix. So I mean, watch something. Just
I
watch this.
I will say this: whenever that show came on, I was surprised that it was already over. Because
Hmm.
I was so entertained the whole time I was watching it. That it's like, oh, the episode's already done. Are you serious? Because I was so entertained by what was going on in the episode that time just flew by when I was watching it.
The last episode kind of ended weird, and I
Yeah.
didn't know if necessary that's why I would have done a season finale
Yeah.
if I was running a show. But I mean, at the same time, who am I to say anything?
Right.
But I don't know if that's the choice I would have went with for ending. Because I feel like you need for ending of a show, right? So
Yeah.
like end of a show, you need to go like tie up a bunch of loose ends, and like you need
Yes.
to kind of finish the story that you're on while setting up a story for it for potential. I mean, we know that shows get canceled and stuff like that,
Right.
but they also tie up a lot of stuff. It's okay to tease stuff for the future and not necessarily be able to follow up on it, but you got to finish what you were doing. And I felt like Dan to Dan's episode was like in the middle of an arc
Yeah.
and the way it ended. So that was kind of like, in a way, I felt like they should, instead of maybe eight, they should have had 10 episodes so they could finish what they just, because it's like was the start of an arc.
Right. It
Like,
was. It was right
like,
in the middle of, I don't want to give too much away, but they had moved on from what was originally happened to help somebody else, you
yeah, so
know.
like, so the episode was like 22 minutes long. The first 5 minutes finished up what happened the episode beforehand, and
Hmm.
then it went into something else. And I feel like maybe that 5 minutes could have been tacked on to the end of episode seven,
Right.
and you could have just ended it with seven episodes.
Yeah.
Or you should have done 10 episodes to
Right.
finish up what you just started in that last 15 minutes of episode eight.
Well, they
Not
did leave on a
necessarily,
good cliffhanger, though, I would say, though, for both,
yeah,
for all the characters in the show, because two of them are doing one thing and one is doing something completely different, but they're all kind of like, oh my God, what's going to happen
it is
next
a
with them?
cliffhanger, but I just think they got too far into
Gotcha.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So like maybe maybe if you only went like 5 minutes into that instead of like a whole 15 minutes, I feel like
Right.
and I don't know, it's just a story type telling type deal, you know?
Right.
So
People tell stories differently.
yeah, but it's, again, I don't really know. Like I said, who am I to say anything?
You're just a
But
writer for Original Geek, you know? I mean, you
you
write all the
know,
stories over there. So,
I mean, maybe people don't like how I end things. I don't know. Comic writing's different, but I mean, I don't know. It's hard to explain. Like, if I feel like other people need to watch it and then let me know what they feel about it, like,
right.
you know, see what the deal is there.
I get that. Yeah. I'm with you on that. I mean, I do feel like they did start something that they didn't finish, but I also feel like it, they did leave it on a good cliffhanger to be where people will be like, oh, I want to know what happens next. But it was a whole completely different story. But the overall story isn't over yet, though. So maybe that's why they felt it was okay to do it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know.
Maybe it's just you.
Oh well.
I do have a question, though, because I just thought of this while we were talking. Um, you were saying that maybe some people aren't into anime or they're wanting to get into anime. What would you say is a good starter anime for somebody?
I mean, I guess it just really depends on what type of genre that you like.
Yeah,
Um, if you're the type of person that likes, you're into, superheroes and type like that, I mean, which is going to be majority of people these days because of superheroes is such, mainstream, such a
right.
thing
Yeah,
with the MCU and DC and stuff like that. It's such a easy bridge to things that if you want to take that bridge, the best thing to go to would probably be My Hero Academia.
yeah.
Um,
A lot of
that
people love that one too.
Yeah, it's very easy accessible. It's easy
Yeah,
to get into. The story is good. There's a lot of different characters, so you can, attach yourself to it. And I see that in the background, you got a My Hero Academia poster on the wall.
I do.
Um,
Yeah.
uh, so yeah, right behind your fat head there.
Oh,
Um,
over there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
there
yeah,
you
right there. There it is, right there.
go.
Um, anyway, it's a great thing. It's a in this world. Majority of the population has these things called quirks,
Yep.
which are basically some type of power or something like this. Um, think of it kind of like mutants in a way, like X-Men, but like they're not like uh shunned by society in a way. Of course, you have like a group of the people that are the animorph type people that are,
Right.
look like animals and stuff like that, and
Right. Right.
they're kind of like treated like the Morlocks of the X-Men universe in a
Right.
way.
Yep.
It's in a school setting, so that's kind of like you got an X-Men type feel, Harry Potter type feel, or some junk, Japanese school stuff. And it's just easy accessible because to go from the superhero thing because they're superheroes, that's what you do. You go through school and then, you got the hero course and these kids want to be heroes and to one
Right.
day become superheroes it's a profession, you
Yes.
know. Um and they have agencies, superhero agencies and stuff. And so I think it's really easy if that is your bread and butter to go into that. So it just really depends. If you like a type of thriller type mystery stuff, maybe I'm blanking. Death Note could be like your type deal.
Yeah.
Um,
Love Death
so
Note.
that's kind of thriller like with a little bit of a supernatural element to it.
Right. Well, and it's a mental chess game, that one,
Yeah,
I will
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. So like it's like a thriller type
Yeah.
um mental chess. It's a good way to say that.
Yeah.
You know, if you're into horror stuff, Dan Dan's pretty good on that, in a
Hmm.
way. Yeah, it's a comedic type horror type deal, but I mean it's that's that.
Yeah. I'd say
Just there's
Attack on Titan's a good one for horror as well.
yeah, that one's a
Yeah.
good one too.
Yeah.
Which you get that post-apocalyptic in that as well.
Yep.
So it just really, there's a lot of different ones. A lot of different ones out
Have
there.
you watched any other like horror ones? Because there's one that I watched. I'm going to recommend to you right now that I love it, and it's only one season long. I wish they would have done more, and that's Parasite the Maxim.
Okay. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard of that. I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But that's also a manga.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
and then if you start talking about manga, then you start getting into the Junji Ito stuff,
Yep.
which
Yep.
is if you're going to read, that's the manga you should get into horror wise,
Yeah.
which then you can watch Uzumaki, uh, 4 episodes on Max as
Right.
well.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
horror
Yeah.
as well. So,
And that deals with like the spirals and stuff like that.
mhm.
I've watched the first two episodes of that one, and it's good. I enjoyed it a lot. Um, but I need to finish that one. I mean, I like you said, it's only 4 episodes, so it's worth the watch.
Yeah, black and white type
Yeah.
horror that really sticks to the manga really good
Right.
on that. So I mean,
Oh,
there's just a bunch of different things you can get into. Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer.
yeah, yeah,
Of course, then you got the big ones like Dragon Ball,
right.
Avatar, stuff like that. That Naruto, whatever. I don't know. I don't watch it, so I don't know how.
Naruto.
Yeah, that's it. Whatever.
Yeah. um,
Sue me.
so outside of like the big ones like Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, ones like that, what was your first anime?
The first anime, well, I mean, besides aside from Dragon Ball, I
Right.
guess,
Yeah. Yeah.
Dragon Ball, growing up, Dragon Ball Z was the only thing that I watched that was anime wise.
Yeah.
I mean, then I guess recently, more in past few years, getting to actual anime, like My Hero was the first one that
Okay.
I really got into. But I've watched a little bit of One Punch Man.
That one's
Uh,
good. Yeah.
yeah, that's really great. It's just another type superhero type
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
If you're not wanting to get, if My Hero, you're like, oh, kids, teenagers, and stuff like that. Maybe that's kind of not school setting. Maybe that's throws you off there. Then go into One Punch Man.
Yep.
So it's like in a way that you could find some similarities between the two.
Yeah.
Because profession, heroes is a profession, stuff like
Right.
that.
Right.
Um, One Punch Man is going to be more comedic.
Yes.
Uh, and you know how manga or anime goes like over the top in their fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
One Punch Man does that a lot.
Oh
One
yeah.
Punch Man is a very over the top fighting,
Yeah.
that Japanese style of calling out their moves and stuff like this, which My Hero does that too.
Right.
But it's way more over the top on that, I think, than My Hero is.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, like, I think there's something that you could find for everybody. And of course, there's like, romance animes and stuff like that that I don't know anything about. But I mean, if you need some help finding stuff out, we can always help you out with that.
Well, there's also Crunchyroll, and they, have everything that you can need on there.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
and
yeah,
it breaks it down
definitely.
by that. You know, I think
But
they
there's
even have
also a lot
one
of,
that like breaks it down by here's all the animes that have a name this long.
Mhm.
Because have you seen some of those? It's like it's a paragraph almost, and that's the name of the anime.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different ones. Crunchyroll is really good,
Yeah.
if you're really wanting to get into anime. But if you just
Right.
want to dip your toes in it, if you have Netflix or Hulu or
Yep.
Disney Plus,
Yep.
um, you can find stuff like Dan Dan and My Hero Academia, the stuff to just, venture off into see
Right.
what the big deal is. That,
Right.
the popular ones, they're on, Netflix
Oh yeah.
has Dan Dan, Hulu has My Hero. So I mean,
Well,
which you can use Disney Plus to watch My Hero or One Punch Man, stuff like
oh,
that.
it's on Disney Plus now too. Okay.
Disney Plus, you can watch all who they pretty much like all
Yeah.
Disney Plus has all of the stuff that Hulu has now.
Oh, okay.
It's like
I
you can
pay for
just
both, so
yeah, I pay for both, but I just use the Disney Plus app. But
gotcha.
if you have Hulu, you can access your Hulu content from Disney Plus, so you don't have to like switch
Uh,
back and forth between apps.
okay, okay. Yeah, for the longest time, that's all I used was Hulu when it came to
Yeah,
anime. And then I mean, you've heard this story plenty of times, but my son's the reason why I have Crunchyroll
right.
is because he wanted to watch the stuff that like Hulu didn't have yet.
Mhm.
But I'm really enjoying it. I've got the not the basic package, but the one right above that, and it's just because like I watch it, both of my kids watch it, and so I just want to make it to where we can all
You
use
can have
it.
multiple screens
Right.
at one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I can do. I think it's up to four screens at once. Is what
Yeah, I
I
just
have
had
it
the
now.
basic because it's just me.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that watches it, which is weird. I have a lot of kids, but somehow I'm the only one that watches. My almost 38-year-old self is the only one that watches the animes.
Gosh, getting
Uh,
old, Nick.
yeah, man. Got my walker over there. I had to pedal myself over here. Sonny, gonna sit down and do this podcast.
You're gonna get on this computer device and talk about things.
What is this? I don't know how to use this here microphone. Is that like macaroni?
Macaroni.
Oh, macaroni. I love a macaroni and cheese. Kraft. Shells and cheese are good too.
I don't even have to put in my dentures to eat it.
I know. You just gotta, you pop your teeth out and they're good. And macaroni. I love the sound of macaroni and the squishy
Oh.
noise. I don't know why. All right.
Anyways.
Oh, we're getting off the rails here.
Yeah, so like I said, we do have a couple that we're going to talk about. There's one
Half
I
the
just
people turning off the episode right now. But
probably,
let's,
yeah. We're going to
whatever.
get like 3 views on this one. So, yeah, thanks
It's all
y'all.
right.
I do want to talk about Daima. I actually caught up on that today. And in fact, it was getting so good that I watched half of one of these sub episodes because I watch dubs.
Sorry, please don't kill us, anime
Yeah,
fans.
sorry
We
y'all.
we only watch dub, and that's just the reason is
It's
because
because I support Stephanie Nadoldi, and I've had her on the show. So
yeah, that's it.
it's exactly it. Yeah.
And I just do it because I'm lazy. So, well, here's the thing is that I'm a reader
Yeah.
and like really bad, and so like then I'll be just reading the subtitles and I won't
Uh-huh.
be watching, and I have ADHD and I can't do both. I can't watch and read at the same time. Do
Yeah.
you want me to watch it? Do you want me to read it? Which one do you want me to do? And I just
Exactly.
can't. I don't have the. I need to be on Redline or something. Okay, leave me alone, kids. Or what is it?
Anyways,
Focalin now? Is that what the kids take?
maybe I don't know. I don't keep up with a lot of that. Yeah, but
You don't keep up with the current ADHD minutes.
there's one thing that I did want to bring up. It's funny. I want to know if your brain went there too. Are you caught up with all the dubs on Daima?
On Dragon Ball
Yeah,
Daima.
yeah.
In case people are like, "What's Daima?" That's Dragon Ball Daima.
Dragon
It's the
Ball
new
Daima, the new
show
stuff. Get up with the
that's set
times, y'all.
after Dragon
Gosh.
Ball Z, guys, and before Super,
Yeah,
supposedly. Or however it goes. Well, I don't know. I
yeah.
don't know how it's set after Dragon Ball Z.
It's set after Majin Buu.
Correct.
Yeah,
So, but set before the last three episodes of Dragon Ball Z because
correct.
timelines
Yes. Yeah.
are zany. Um, I think I may not have. I know I haven't watched this week's episode, so I think I'm just one episode behind.
Okay. Well, I won't
So
say anything about this week's episode,
I'm
but
trying to think of like what has happened.
they are on their
So they were with that girl. She's like a
the
princess or something,
princess. Yep.
and they got a ship with her
Yep.
and from her dad, and because he wants them to take out that guy also,
Right.
the
Yeah,
demon lord.
exactly. The Demon
Uh,
King.
so I'm just trying to. I'm very.
And they're wanting to get the Dragon Balls too.
Yes, the
Yeah.
dragon. Yeah, so that's pretty much I think where I've left off. I don't think so. I don't think
They're
I've
called
watched the.
the Tamagami, is I think what they're called. I keep calling
Yeah,
them
yeah,
the Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchis.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. High five, virtual.
Yeah,
Psh, we're awesome.
that's
We're not
right.
friends or anything.
No, no, we don't talk that much.
No, not many. I definitely didn't call you 8 times yesterday, at least.
Well, and I mean, I think I texted you like 4 or 5 times before we even started this. So
Yeah, he just kept asking me. It's like I'm so ready to record. Man, it's 3 o'clock. Leave me alone. I'm trying to clean.
Yeah, no, I've just been like hanging out at the house and annoying you when I can, eating cookies. So,
Yeah, I can
anyways,
tell. They're in your beard.
are they in my beard? Yeah,
No,
probably.
I'm
Yeah.
just see if you
Okay.
do it.
Yeah. But I'm actually really enjoying Daima.
Yeah.
I Here's the thing that I've heard a lot of people say, that a lot of people got in on Dragon Ball Z.
Mhm.
That was the big one for them. But with Daima, it's kind of going back to the whole adventure side of it, like they did in
Right.
Dragon Ball. And I'm really enjoying seeing that. And I know in the later episodes that kind of spoiler here a little bit, but they get to that fighting side again, later in the show. The ones that I haven't watched yet because they're not dubbed. But I know that they have both sides of it. They've got the adventure side, to bring back in Dragon Ball, but they've got the fighting side to bring in Dragon Ball Z as well, which I think a lot of people aren't liking it at first because it's not all action like Dragon Ball Z was.
Well, I mean, not everything has to be the exact same as what you've seen before.
Right.
But I think it has a good blend. One, Goku's pole back, power pole back. So I mean, that's
I thought
cool.
that was cool. Yeah, I
Yeah,
liked that.
so he went and got that, and so that's pretty neat. For it does have a lot of Dragon Ball tendencies in it.
It does.
There in the episodes that we've seen so far,
Yeah,
it has had a little bit of fighting, but I mean, just getting the story. Sometimes we just need a good story. Let us have a story.
right.
Let us people that like stories. Let us have this. And
Yeah,
plus, it just gives our friend Stephanie time to flex her muscles of instead
exactly.
of just making power up noises and stuff. So she can actually get a lot of lines in there. So that
Right,
that's good for her.
right.
So
I mean,
and
and
so
she seems to be enjoying it. I mean, talking to her about it, she was away for 16 years. I didn't realize that it was that long that she had been away from the show, because she did GT and then there was like nothing for a very long time. And so,
right, just like video games here and there and stuff like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so it's been kind of cool for her to be able to get back into that because she's been kind of focusing on her music and everything like that. So
Mhm.
seeing her come in and be able to play Goku and everything like that has been really cool. I'm trying to place some of the other voices and stuff that are in there. I also love the ongoing joke of how he can't ever pronounce um, the one guy's
Garno,
name.
yeah, whatever the dude's name is.
He just, he's like, it starts
He
with,
calls him Gordita or whatever.
he does call him Gordita. It's like he starts with a G. So, and he's like, it's Goma,
Yeah,
or
and
not
he's
Goma.
like,
It's not Goma. Is it Goma's the bad guy, I think.
yeah, Goma's the bad guy.
Yeah.
I almost said Granola, but that is a character from the Super manga that is set after the Tournament of Power that they never made into anime yet.
Right. Right.
Um, but yeah, that's a character from the second arc of Super that hasn't been done because it was
Right.
the Galactic Prison arc and then the arc with Granola. Are you looking it up?
I am looking it up. Yeah.
Good. I'm trying to come up with something that so
Right.
we're not dead air in it.
Oh, it's
Um,
awful.
I'm just
Glorio. Yeah.
Glory Hole or
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
He's like, it's Glorio,
It's
So,
Glorio, but I like whenever she says Gord or
he-
Goku. I said she because it's Stephanie.
right.
But every time he says, I like when he calls him Gordita. So that just makes me laugh.
Just makes me want to
I,
go to Taco Bell,
well, they don't have
get a
Gorditas
Gordita.
anymore, do they?
So for a brief
They
time, a
brought them
few
back
weeks
during that.
ago,
Yeah,
yeah,
that was when they had that throwback, whatever,
the
where it was
retro
like
thing, yeah,
70s, 80s, 90s. Yeah.
yeah, 80s, 90s, 2000s, yeah.
Yeah, all that, all that.
I don't know the Taco Bell was around in the 70s, was it? Did it come out in the 80s?
I don't know. That's a great question.
That
All
is a
right,
great question that
please
I'm not
don't
going to look up.
don't Google. When did
Please don't
Taco
do it.
Bell start?
When did
When did
Taco?
when did Siri? When did Taco Bell start? Taco Bell started and do the show and stop worrying about tacos.
Now I want Taco Bell.
I don't know. You should have some Taco Bell tonight.
I'm
You're gonna
not.
get off and then tell the wife. Is she
Yeah,
making cooking? She
she's
cooking something?
cooking. She's cooking right now. Yeah,
Oh, thanks
we're
for
getting a
inviting me
whole.
over.
We're getting a whole chicken. Well, if you would, come over here, I would totally invite you over for dinner.
Well, soon,
Yeah,
soon.
soon,
I'm
soon. This
making the
is
move to
true. Yeah.
NWA. And
Yeah.
then I've heard rumors that you'll be able to hear my voice more on this show.
This is true. Yeah. So as you know, I said that at the beginning, he's might be more of a show regular and everything. I'm going to be bringing Nick on here, I think, more often to kind of talk with, even with some of my guests, and
Yeah,
we're going to have a good time. It's my show. I can do what I want. And so I'm
yeah, that's
bringing my
right.
best friend
It's
on the
still
show.
If you give a data podcast hosted by Jared, but
That's right.
sometimes you're gonna hear me on there just for I'll be like the guy in the background. I'll just be like, "Hey,
Like the
what's up?"
producer guy,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I was
Be
going to
like
say something. I forgot
Ryan
what I was going to say.
Tellez from Talkville and Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum or
There you go.
all those people that was on those wrestling podcasts, all those guys and
Oh, I know. They've all got like what's that one guy's they have one guy that they all use or they all sound exactly like him.
yeah.
So they all sound like somebody who's from Georgia or something.
Mhm.
They got that really thick southern accent. Uh
Everybody, like all those big podcasts have like somebody that's like a, you know, um, uh, whatever, producer
yeah,
type deal.
Exactly.
that just sits in the background and does stuff like even the uh Batman Beyond with Kevin Smith and Mark Bernard, and they
Yeah.
have JD or whatever his name is.
Right.
No,
Right.
JC,
Yeah.
JC,
Maybe.
not JD.
Maybe. Well, I mean, even like Rogan used to have one. I think Redman was his producer that he had for the
Like
longest time
Redman,
on
the
there.
Redman?
No, like his, I don't know what his name was, but
Oh,
I,
it's not the
it's like
Redman.
Brian Redman. It was like his
Oh,
name or
Brian,
something.
But not the Red Man,
No, not Redman. Not the
not
rapper.
Red Man, Method
Yeah.
Man.
No, not that one.
ODB. You know,
Exactly. Yeah.
you
I
know.
see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, you know what I'm putting down.
I do.
Okay,
So,
cool.
what has been your favorite part so far when it comes to Daima?
Just just overall, I like how he's got the power pole back. I mean, that's just so cool.
Yep.
Like I
Yep.
said, it's a nice change of pace from the total action of Super and stuff like that, which I want more Super, don't get me
Yes.
wrong.
Yep. Yep.
But it's nice to have this other type of story, and it's very story oriented, which as a writer I'm really into that.
Yep.
Not that I don't like the action of Dragon, because I mean, who doesn't like to see some type of Super Saiyan power up? I love it. I love it. I'm a huge Beast Gohan fan. I mean,
Yep.
so I mean, I'm a huge I love it. So I love my Gohan. But it's just really cool to get this. It's also cool to get story,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to get that's something that's just not about action.
Right.
And I'm a story guy. I mean, my video games I try to buy, yeah, I like some action games, but mostly I try to buy story-driven games.
Right.
That's what I'm here for. I'm
Right.
not much so much of gameplay is cool, graphics are cool. I know people are really into all that kind of stuff, but story is what I'm into,
Yeah.
and that's really how most of my media entertainment selections that I use are story driven.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So, how do you feel about Super Saiyan 4 being canon now?
oh yeah, I was wondering if we were going to mention that.
It's everywhere. We have to talk about it.
I-
So,
yeah, I don't. I mean, yes, it kind of looks like. I'm just wondering, like, what's the translation of that and more into it of what it's going to be like when we see it,
right. Because they
because
didn't
I've
talk
heard.
about it in Super at all.
Yeah, so I'm just interested to if it is like true Super Saiyan 4 exactly, or because I heard that he only got that power up because someone helped him somehow. And so like
Yeah.
is it true like what is it? It does look a little like Super Saiyan 4. Is that what it's going to translate to when we watch in dub? Or
Right.
I mean, I didn't watch it. I don't know. I'm trying
Yeah.
not to get too much into that.
Right.
Obviously, the pictures are everywhere, so I have to see it.
Yeah. Well, it's
Um,
even got him as like the adult version now too on there.
oh yeah.
Yeah, on like the newest episode that just dropped, I think.
Why? Why you tell me
I'm
this?
sorry. I'm
Why-
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
Yeah.
ruining it for me.
You'll see
Now
it on Facebook, I'm sure. There's a
I'm
video.
crying.
That's where it came up was on Facebook for me. I saw it everywhere.
Okay.
So yeah.
So I'm trying to wonder how this is going to translate though whenever we go. Is this canon now, or is this how's this going to lead? How can we have this in Super be set after this?
Right.
So what's going to happen? Is this a different timeline? Are we going to find out this is an alternate universe?
Well, they said it's
And
Universe 7 though.
I know, but like, is it a different type? They did say Universe 7, so you're right.
Yeah.
But
So
is it a different
I like what you said the
timeline?
other day when me and you were talking about how maybe when they leave the demon realm, they forget about what happened there.
Right, yeah.
And
What
so
happens in the demon realm stays in the demon realm.
exactly.
Yeah, like that type of situation. Like
Yeah.
once they go through the thing,
Yeah.
that I like it would just be like an easy line to be like, well, everything once you go through this back to Earth, back to your universe 7,
Yeah.
everything that's happened here, you won't remember.
Right. Right. Very
Or
possible.
anybody that's not a demon, like I feel like Piccolo probably could and Supreme Kai could remember it,
Right. And they're just
but
like, we're
like
not going to tell them.
but all the humans are saying anything that's not from the demon realm would
Right.
it and Piccolo would be the type of person that wouldn't say anything, you know,
If you ain't
just
got
to
pointy ears, you ain't going to know what happened.
right, yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. If you don't have 20 years, you're not gonna remember what happened.
Yeah.
Like I can see that happening, and I could see Piccolo not say anything just to not confuse Goku,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, that he would be the type of person that would do that.
Yep.
So I mean, I think that's the only explanation, and it could be a quick line too. I mean, like
Yeah.
that would be such an easy thing to do, and make it make sense because that's all you got to do. You just got to say once they leave the demon realm, they don't remember what happened in the demon. What happens in the demon realm stays in the demon realm.
Exactly.
So, and then boom, you don't have to worry about it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. You need
Yep.
like a 1 minute of exposition, and then you're done.
Right.
You're done. I
Yeah.
mean, that's all you have to do, and you don't have to worry about this plot holes and stuff like this and trying to explain away real simple.
Yep. Yep.
Just doesn't 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 transfer over.
So we are going to change gears here now, and something else that is coming up when it comes to Original Geek. We're going to talk about some of the things that are coming up with that
Oh,
now.
okay.
I do want to talk about the Kickstarter that is,
Oh,
just about to start. Give
oh,
you a chance to kind of talk about, what we've got coming up
Kickstarter.
when it comes to our Kickstarter. We've got
Oh
some.
yeah.
I think it's what is it? Issue 2 and issue 3, I believe, of a comic.
Yeah. Yeah. So the coming up in March the 1st, we're launching the first of our second or of our two Kickstarters that we'll be having this year. And we're going to be doing two comics at once. We're going to be doing Whispers in the Dark, issue 2 and issue 3, our
Yep.
horror book that we launched issue 1 in October on Halloween of last year. And it's a 3 issue series and 3 issue miniseries. And we're going to do both the second and third issue, finish up the miniseries all at once. Um, and so we're going to be starting that a little bit of bigger budget, but not too much of a bigger budget than
Yeah.
we have been doing, just to pay the artist for a second issue. I'm not taking more pay, stuff like that. So, I mean, we just got to pay the artist, they can't work for free.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so that's what we're going to do. I'm really excited about it. Already been working on the issue. It's getting drawn. We got our covers.
Which are
Did you
looking
see that?
awesome. The ones
Did
that
you
I'm
see that
seeing.
cover today?
I
You see that
did.
cover today?
Yeah, that was
God,
that
so
was
good.
awesome. So awesome.
Mwah.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss. Um, and so really excited about it. Issue 2 will be dropped. So your donation will go towards both issues. You'll get both issues.
Yep.
Um, and issue 2, we will ship that to you, and it won't cost extra shipping. Issue 2 will ship to you in June when that comes out. Issue 3 comes out in November, and then we'll ship that to you when it comes out if you
Yeah.
help us. Um, in the show notes here, Jared will put a link to the page for our
Yep.
Kickstarter. You can pre-follow that page now. As soon as you're hearing or watching this episode, you can go ahead and follow the page. That way, when we go live, you know. That way, you
Yep.
can go ahead and donate and help us, get over that mark really quickly.
Right.
That way, I don't spend 30 days stressing out because
Please,
that's usually
please, please, please.
as Jared being my best friend and also part of the OG collective, he knows that during Kickstarter months, Nick is very stressed out because if you've ever run a Kickstarter campaign, it's literally like this. It's like this is our budget, and every time somebody donates to it, you're like, this is how many days we have left. This is how much
Yep.
budget we have left.
Yep.
So this many people have to donate at this amount of time for us to get this thing, and
Right.
it's overwhelming and it's a lot to deal with, but it has to be done because art costs money.
It does.
And but thanks to your help, not you, Jared, but you listening, um, you can help us get through this another Kickstarter, and you've all helped us be very successful. And I believe this is our
Eighth.
hold up,
Yeah, it is the
eighth
eighth. Yep.
Kickstarter. It's the eighth Kickstarter. We've had
Yep.
seven successful guys. Let's
Yep.
not, no,
Let's not
come on,
break
we can
that
do it.
streak.
Let's
Yeah, we
not
can do
break the
it.
streak. I'd be really great if we can get through 10 and be like, we did 10 Kickstarters, and maybe one day we won't need Kickstarter.
Right.
And we can fund all our books by ourselves. But until that day happens, we need your help. It's a great story, great horror story. First issue was fantastic. It's been well received. It was my first foray into horror. I'm really proud of it. I'm really proud of where the story's going. In case you don't know what Whispers in the Dark is, it follows small town sheriff named Sam Miller, her and her son come to the city of Thornwood, which is a small town surrounded by woods. When they get to the town, kids start disappearing. Well, the town believes that somebody's not kidnapping them. They're going be well, not a person. They're being kidnapped by the Whisper, which is a folklore mythological tale that the town has been passed through the ages. Maybe the Whisper is real, maybe he's not. You'll have to read the book to find out.
We'll see.
So, it's a great book.
Yeah.
And
Really
I'm
compelling
just,
story.
yeah, and I'm just really proud of it.
Yeah.
Because it's horror and that's not a genre that, that I know a lot of.
Yeah.
It's not something that I've been closely associated with.
Right.
For a year. It's only been a few years since I really started watching horror, playing horror games, reading horror stuff. So the fact that I've put out a book now that's horror in the horror genre means a lot to me. Um, so this is just a proud it's a proud moment in my life. It's an accomplishment for me.
Yeah.
So to
Yeah.
put out something that's in that genre.
Definitely.
But
Definitely.
yeah, with your guys' help, we can get through issue 2 and 3, get those done. And like I said, that's only our first of 2 Kickstarters that we do, and we've been doing like 3 or 4 Kickstarters a year for the past few years now, couple years now, uh, 2023, 2024. But we decided to do 2 Kickstarters this year, just two, but to do 2 books at one time. So like in September, our second Kickstarter of the year, we'll be doing the Eighth Day issue 2, which is written by me, Postal Up. It's our most popular story. And then a brand new series called The Protector issue 1, which is written by Luke Smith and Terrence Hadley. And so it's a new book that's not written by me.
Yeah.
So all our current books in our lineup are written by me. So we've had another book uh, in our lineup before that wasn't written by me, but it's no longer part of our lineup.
Yep.
Um, but it's really cool. Really great story for the Protector. Really excited about that. It's a very like a blend of superhero and wrestling together.
Right.
So that's gonna be a new take, a very interesting take. And then what's in the future of 2026? I don't know.
We'll
But
see.
there's a lot of stuff on the table.
Yeah.
But new stories coming in 2026. But help us finish this story of Whispers in the Dark. Get that
Yep.
first horror story done.
There you go.
Would greatly appreciate it.
Yeah.
A lot of different reward tiers. We got some amazing shirts that were done by Stickers by Stasia, which is Jared's wife, who
Yep.
does all of our merch, as well as Jared's merch, which he mentions to you at the end of every episode.
Every episode.
But also she does the original Geek merch as well, and she has our Whisper shirt, which has the Whisper on it,
Yeah.
and then the logos on the back. You can get that on our website, ritualgeek.org, or you can just order it on the Kickstarter and get it with your comic as well. So
Awesome.
really awesome shirt. It's very creepy. I
Oh
really
yeah.
like it. Which is it's the cover for issue 1, the second cover B by Eric Cushing,
Yeah.
who's the artist on Vengeance issue 4, which is coming out March as well. So
There you
that's
go.
another thing we got coming in March.
Got a lot coming, man. We're staying busy.
Yeah, we're gonna hit issue 4, Vengeance comes in March. The Kickstarter for Whispers in the Dark is in March.
Wow.
May, June comes issue 5 of Vengeance. Because we split issue 4 into 2.
Right.
Then issue 2 of Whispers in the Dark will be in June.
Yep.
And the Kickstarter for Eighth Day and Protector in September. And then Whispers number 3 in November. Not
Yeah.
to mention all the cons that we do and whatever
Right.
else gets sprinkled in. We also got the comic strip OG Elementary that's going to be coming out sporadically, which if you sign up for our newsletter, which is on our link tree in the show notes,
In the show
you
notes.
can
Yeah.
in the so you can
It's
do
all
that.
there.
It's all there. It's all
It's all
there.
there.
And
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even seen the show notes yet, but I know that's there.
Oh yeah. They're there every week. So that they're there. We also have some live events that are coming up. We like you said, we've got I think you guys are going to be at a convention in March, I believe. I'm not going to be able to be at that one, but I believe there is a convention in March that you're going to be at, right?
So March, we got and leading into April, March 15th and 16th, Sean and I will be at Kansas Comic Con
Mm-hmm.
in Wichita, Kansas, March 15th and 16th. So if you're in Kansas or you want to drive over to Kansas, you then
Wichita.
Wichita,
Yeah.
Wichita, Kansas.
Wichita.
We'll be over there doing that event. We'll have a booth set up. 2 weeks later, March 29th, we'll be at Treat Yourself Books in
Treat
Treat
Yo
Yourself.
Shelf.
Yeah, Treat Yourself Books in Mountain Home, Arkansas. They're gonna have some other writers there too. And we're gonna be doing like this panel type deal there, and
Okay.
we'll have books to sell, which means we'll probably I'm thinking that we'll have Vengeance 4 by Kansas. If not, we'll have them by Treat Yourself. And then we'll be going back to Webb City, Missouri for Heroes and Wizards 2 weeks after the 29th on April the 12th, I think it is. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
it is.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be up there in Webb City near Joplin, Missouri for
All right.
Heroes and Wizards comics.
Awesome.
Do an event there. It's kind of like a type of Vengeance for kickoff type deal. We've
Yep.
been there before. They treat us good up there. Love those people up there. They're amazing. So, and it will be great about that is if I'm living up north by then, it won't be a long drive for me. It'll be like an hour long
Right.
drive. So I'll be
Yeah.
like,
But you got
yeah,
interstate, and it's I think,
boom,
dude.
there.
I mean, it only when we went to ArtCon, I think it was like 50 minutes, if
Yeah.
that.
And it's not that far past that.
Yeah. Yeah. No. So, and it's all interstate. So, I'm glad they put that bypass in there.
Yeah.
Because before it was much longer to get there. So,
hmm
anyways, so we're coming up close to a close.
That's my favorite line.
Is it? Because
Yeah.
the show's over and you don't have to listen to me anymore. So,
Yeah. That's the best part.
yeah.
But
So,
no, it's just your normal line.
right. So, if people want to follow you, how can they do that?
Well, you can follow me. Original Geek is on Facebook. We're on the Twitter. We're on Blue Sky. We're on Threads. We're on Instagram. Um, you can follow. We have Original Geek Beyond the Panels on everywhere you listen to podcasts,
Yep.
along with If You Give a Dad a Podcast. It's part of our Original Geek audio network. We're going to
Yep.
be dropping a surprise soon
Yep.
somewhere.
Yep.
We got the rip-offs coming later this year. Uh, we have our website, originalgeek.org. We have a newsletter you can sign up for on our link tree, which is linktr.ee/orgnl geek, which will be in the show notes. Because
You
if you're
got
like,
that down
what?
pat, dude.
I do, I
Yeah.
do, I do. But yeah, that will take you to all of the things.
Right.
If you go to the link tree.
Right.
So if you just get that link,
Yeah.
that's linktr.ee/orgnl geek. So just go to that, and that's much easier. Sign up for our newsletter that I sporadically put out. That every time I put one out, I said I'm gonna start doing this regularly. It never happens. It never happens. Life is too busy, man. Life is busy whenever you got a, full-time life and kids and adults and, doing all the stuff.
Yeah.
But it's okay, guys. We love you.
Yeah.
So just remember us. No, we're doing other stuff. It's not like we're just sitting around not doing anything. We're doing other stuff.
Right.
Stuff is happening.
Stuff is happening. We
Stuff is
are
happening.
working on stuff. So, any final thoughts before I get you off of here?
I don't have any final thoughts, Jared. I just want to thank you for your patronage, and having me on your show for, I
Yeah.
believe this is the seventh time?
Eighth time.
Eighth time. Oh God,
Yeah.
suck it, Justin. My goodness, I'm just killing it on this show, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stop counting once I'm on the show regular amount of time.
Yeah.
Probably not, just so I can keep it, just so I can tell Justin every single time. Hey, I'll be like at the end of our episode, like when you do the outro,
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, Jared, did you know this is my 15th time on the show? And then every time, just each time, Jared,
There you
did you know
go.
this is my 16th time on the show?
There you go.
That's
Suck
the
it,
goal.
Justin. Yeah.
Suck it, Justin.
So I'm going to do something a little different here at the end.
Okay.
I this happened last week, so I'm going to
Oh my
continue
God.
the process.
I didn't sign up for this.
You did not sign up for this, but it's going to happen. I've got a dad joke for you.
Oh my God.
And we talked about anime, and then we talked about comic books. So I've got one here, and it says, "What do you get when Iron Man takes off his suit? Stark naked."
I knew that's where it was going, but I didn't want it to, but I knew it was going to, but I was just like, I knew it was stark naked. I knew it, and
Yeah,
it had to be, but I was
yeah,
just like,
yeah,
just let it happen. Just let it
yeah.
happen. Like,
Just let it,
just let it happen.
let it happen. Yeah.
Just shh, 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 shh.
All right,
Happen.
folks. Well, this is the end of this one. I'm obviously going to talk to you more after this. So we're going to say bye here for now, and I will talk to
Bye.
you later.
I shall
Bye.
talk to you later. I thank you for listening to my voice, everybody. I love you.
Yeah. All right.
If You Give a Dad a Podcast.